Our planet, this vibrant blue marble suspended in the vastness of space, has been a source of endless fascination for humanity. We've scaled its highest peaks, traversed its most arid deserts, and charted nearly every square inch of its landmass. Sometimes it can feel as though there are no new frontiers left to conquer, no great mysteries left to solve. Yet, we live on an ocean world. More than 70% of our planet's surface is covered by water, a realm so immense and so deep that over 80% of it remains entirely unmapped, unobserved, and unexplored by human eyes. It is the Earth's last true wilderness. Beneath the shimmering sunlit surface lies a world of perpetual twilight, and deeper still, a realm of absolute crushing darkness. Here, in the abyssal plains and the Hadal trenches, pressures are extreme, and temperatures hover just above freezing. It is an environment more alien and more hostile than the surface of the moon. And yet, life persists, taking on forms both bizarre and beautiful. It really makes one wonder, what else lurks in the depths of the deep dark seas? What secrets do these crushing pressures and inky blackness conceal from our curious gaze? Are there geological wonders we've yet to witness, or creatures beyond our wildest imagination? The ocean guards its secrets jealously, but with each new expedition, with every submersible that dares to descend, we peel back another layer of the enigma. The stories and legends that have swirled around these waters for centuries are slowly giving way to scientific understanding. Yet some places remain shrouded in profound mystery. For today's video, I'm counting down the most mysterious places in the ocean, embarking on a journey to the planet's most enigmatic and least understood aquatic realms. From infamous stretches of water where vessels vanish without a trace, to geological oddities that defy easy explanation, we will explore the wonders and the unknowns of our planet's vast, liquid heart. Our journey begins in a place that has captured the public imagination like no other, a name synonymous with inexplicable mystery, the Bermuda Triangle. This ill-defined stretch of the North Atlantic Ocean, loosely bordered by Bermuda, Florida, and Puerto Rico, has for decades been the subject of intense speculation. It's a legend built upon the disappearance of countless ships and aircraft, many of which vanished without a distress call, without a trace of wreckage, leaving behind only questions and whispers of the supernatural. The tale of Flight 19 in 1945, where 5 U.S. Navy bombers disappeared during a routine training mission, and the subsequent loss of the search plane sent to find them, cemented the Triangle's formidable and fearsome reputation in modern folklore. The allure of the Triangle lies in its seeming defiance of logic. How can modern, sophisticated vessels simply cease to exist in a part of the ocean that is so heavily trafficked? The theories are as vast as the ocean itself. Some speak of time warps or portals to other dimensions, a wrinkle in the fabric of space-time. Others suggest the involvement of extraterrestrial craft, using the area as a base of operations and abducting those who stray too close. More fantastical still are the theories involving the lost city of Atlantis, with its supposed advanced energy crystals lying dormant on the seabed, occasionally malfunctioning and disrupting the navigational and electronic systems of passing craft. These tales, while captivating, often overshadow the more grounded scientific hypotheses that seek to explain the phenomena. Scientists, however, look not to the sky, but to the sea and the air for answers. This region is known for its uniquely volatile and unpredictable weather. Sudden, violent storms can manifest with little warning, and the powerful, swift currents of the Gulf Stream can quickly disperse any wreckage. Furthermore, the area is one of only 2 places on Earth where a compass points to true north rather than magnetic north, a phenomenon that could potentially confuse navigators. Perhaps the most compelling theory involves vast, underwater deposits of methane hydrates. A sudden release of this gas could erupt from the seabed, drastically reducing the density of the water and causing ships to sink in an instant, leaving no time for an SOS. While no single theory accounts for every disappearance, the combination of these natural hazards likely holds the key to this enduring maritime mystery. Off the coast of Belize, nestled within the Lighthouse Reef, lies a feature of almost perfect geometric beauty. From the air, it appears as a giant, dark blue eye staring up from the turquoise shallows of the Caribbean Sea. This is the Great Blue Hole, a colossal marine sinkhole measuring over 300 meters across and plunging to a depth of 124 meters. Its sheer scale and perfect circular shape are breathtaking, a geological marvel that beckons divers and scientists from around the globe. It is a gateway to a past world, a silent, submerged cavern that holds the secrets of Earth's ancient climate, frozen in stone. Its formation is a story written over millennia. During the last ice age, when sea levels were much lower, this was not a hole in the sea, but a vast, dry limestone cave system. Rainwater, seeping through the earth, slowly dissolved the porous rock, carving out immense caverns adorned with gigantic stalactites and stalagmites. As the planet warmed and the glaciers melted, the sea level rose dramatically, flooding the entire cave system. The roof of the uppermost cavern, unable to support the weight of the water above, eventually collapsed inward, creating the perfect, deep blue circle we see today. It is, in essence, a vertical cave, a relic of a bygone era preserved beneath the waves. For divers, the Great Blue Hole presents both an irresistible allure and a formidable challenge. The descent is like traveling back in time. The upper rim teems with vibrant coral and fish, but as one goes deeper, life becomes scarcer. The water grows still and clear, and at around 30 meters, the sheer limestone walls give way to an eerie, cavernous overhang. Here, divers can swim amongst the colossal stalactites, some several meters in length, ghostly mineral chandeliers hanging in the silent darkness. Exploring its full depth is reserved for the most experienced technical divers, as the lower reaches are anoxic, devoid of oxygen, and littered with the remains of creatures that strayed too far into its lifeless depths. It remains a place of profound mystery, a geological time capsule waiting to be fully deciphered. Just off the coast of North Bimini Island in the Bahamas, lying in shallow, crystal-clear water, is a formation that has sparked one of the most enduring archaeological debates of our time. Known as the Bimini Road, it consists of a series of large rectangular limestone blocks, arranged in a neat, linear pattern that stretches for nearly a kilometer. The stones are so regular in shape and placement that they bear an uncanny resemblance to a man-made pavement, a road, or the foundations of a massive wall. The immediate, and for many, the most tantalizing question is, who could have built it? This is where legend and science collide with spectacular force. In the 1930s, the famed American psychic Edgar Cayce prophesied that evidence of the lost city of Atlantis would be discovered in the Bahamas, near Bimini, in 1968 or 69. When the road was discovered by divers in 1968, it seemed to be a stunning fulfillment of this prophecy. For decades, proponents of the Atlantis theory have pointed to the Bimini Road as the smoking gun, the first tangible proof of a great lost civilization. They argue that the precision of the blocks, their uniform nature, and the sheer scale of the structure point unequivocally to intelligent design, a remnant of Atlantean harbor work submerged by a great cataclysm. Geologists, however, offer a more mundane, though no less fascinating, explanation. They identify the formation as a natural phenomenon known as beach rock. This occurs when sand and shells in the intertidal zone are cemented together by calcium carbonate, forming a solid layer of limestone. Over time, tectonic activity and the relentless pressure of the sea can cause this layer to fracture into regular block-like shapes, a process known as jointing. While samples of the rock have been dated to only a few thousand years ago, long after Atlantis was said to have vanished, the debate rages on. The road's uncanny regularity continues to fuel the imagination, leaving it suspended between a natural geological wonder and a possible footprint of a mythical, sunken city. Our journey now takes us to the ends of the Earth, to the frigid waters of the Southern Ocean, bordering the Antarctic continent. Here lies the Weddell Sea, a vast, ice-choked embayment that represents one of the most remote and hostile marine environments on the planet. This is a realm governed by ice. For much of the year, its surface is a mosaic of shifting sea ice, massive tabular icebergs calved from the surrounding ice shelves, and a thick, soupy mixture of ice crystals known as frazzle ice. This relentless ice cover makes navigation treacherous and, for long periods, utterly impossible. The extreme conditions have made the Weddell Sea one of the least studied bodies of water in the world. Reaching it is a monumental challenge, and exploring beneath its icy carapace is a task for only the most robust, ice-breaking research vessels and autonomous underwater vehicles. It was here, in 1915, that Sir Ernest Shackleton's ship, the Endurance, was famously trapped, crushed by the pack ice and sunk, beginning one of the most epic survival stories in polar history. The very conditions that doomed Shackleton's expedition continue to hamper modern scientific efforts, leaving vast swathes of the Weddell Sea's ecosystem and seabed completely unknown to us. What little we do know, however, is astonishing. The waters of the Weddell Sea are considered the clearest of any ocean on Earth, with visibility sometimes extending to nearly 80 meters. Beneath the ice, In the perpetual freezing darkness, scientists have discovered a surprisingly rich and unique ecosystem. There are vast gardens of glass sponges, ancient creatures that build intricate silica skeletons, and a newly discovered colony of millions of icefish, the only vertebrates on Earth without red blood cells. Each discovery in the Weddell Sea is hard-won, and each one hints at the incredible biodiversity that may yet be hidden beneath its formidable shield of ice. It remains a frontier in the truest sense, a place where the unknown still vastly outweighs the known. Imagine a place so remote that the closest human beings are often not on Earth at all, but orbiting hundreds of kilometers above it in the International Space Station. This place exists. It is known as Point Nemo, or the oceanic pole of inaccessibility. Located in the heart of the South Pacific Ocean, it is the point on the ocean's surface that is farthest from any land. The nearest coastlines, Ducie Island, part of the Pitcairn Islands, to the north, Motu Nui, near Easter Island, to the northeast, and Maher Island, off the coast of Antarctica to the south, are all over 2,688 kilometers away. It is, quite literally, the middle of nowhere. This extreme remoteness is not just a geographical curiosity, it has profound biological consequences. Point Nemo lies within the South Pacific Gyre, a massive rotating ocean current that effectively blocks nutrient-rich waters from flowing into the area. With a lack of nutrients comes a lack of life. The waters here are among the least biologically productive in the world's oceans. There is very little phytoplankton, the foundation of the marine food web, and consequently, very little of anything else. It is often described as a biological desert, a vast expanse of clear, blue, but largely empty water. Because of this isolation and lack of life, Point Nemo has been designated as a spacecraft cemetery. When old satellites and space stations, including the Russian Mir space station, are deorbited, this is where they are guided to crash, far from any populated areas or significant shipping lanes. What lies on the seabed at Point Nemo is therefore a truly bizarre combination of natural geology and extraterrestrial debris. The ocean floor here is almost entirely unmapped by sonar. We know more about the surface of Mars than we do about the abyssal plain beneath Point Nemo. It is a place of profound isolation, a silent graveyard for the technology that allows us to look back at our own planet from afar. Our final destination takes us to the top of the world, beneath the permanent ice cap of the Arctic Ocean. Here, stretching for 1,800 kilometers from Greenland to Siberia, lies the Gakkel Ridge. It is a segment of the global mid-ocean ridge system, the vast underwater mountain range that snakes its way around the planet, marking the boundary where tectonic plates are pulling apart and new oceanic crust is born. But the Gakkel Ridge is unique. It is the slowest spreading mid-ocean ridge on Earth, pulling apart at a mere 1 centimeter per year, 10 times slower than its counterparts in the Pacific. This ultra-slow spreading rate creates a geology unlike anywhere else. Instead of the relatively gentle volcanic terrain found at faster-spreading ridges, the Gakkel Ridge is a landscape of extreme and violent tectonics. The crust is thin and brittle, and the valley floor is dominated by enormous faults and colossal blocks of rock from the Earth's mantle, thrust up directly onto the seabed. It is a raw, jagged, and deeply fractured world, a place where the planet's inner workings are exposed in a dramatic and chaotic fashion. For decades, however, this entire fascinating system remained almost completely out of reach, hidden beneath the thick, year-round Arctic sea ice. Only in the last 2 decades, with the use of nuclear-powered icebreakers and advanced remote vehicles, have scientists begun to pierce this icy veil. What they have found has been a revelation. Despite the ultra-slow spreading and immense cold, the Gakkel Ridge is volcanically active, home to a string of explosive pyroclastic volcanoes that were once thought impossible in such a deep, high-pressure environment. It also hosts unique hydrothermal vent systems, spewing hot, mineral-rich fluids that support bizarre ecosystems independent of sunlight. The Gakkel Ridge is one of the last truly unexplored frontiers of the global ridge system, a place where every dive yields new discoveries and forces us to rewrite our understanding of how life and geology operate at the planet's extremes. Our journey through the ocean's most mysterious places, from the fabled Bermuda Triangle to the frozen depths of the Gakkel Ridge, reveals a profound truth. For all our technological prowess and our insatiable curiosity, we have only just begun to scratch the surface of our own planet's greatest realm. The ocean remains a world of shadows and secrets, a place where myth can still flourish in the absence of fact, and where scientific discovery constantly challenges our perception of what is possible. It is a reminder that the age of exploration is far from over. In fact, its most exciting chapter may be just beginning, in the dark, silent world beneath the waves. The deep ocean is the planet's beating heart, regulating our climate and harboring life in its most extreme and resilient forms. The mysteries it holds are not just curiosities, they are fundamental questions about the history of our planet, the origins of life, and the potential for new discoveries that could benefit all of humanity. As our technology advances, we will undoubtedly solve some of the enigmas we've explored today, but in doing so, we will surely uncover new questions, new depths to plumb, and new wonders to behold. The ocean's capacity to surprise us is, it seems, as boundless as the ocean itself. And so, the great silent expanse continues to beckon, guarding its secrets in the crushing blackness. What do you think lurks in the unexplored depths of our oceans? Are there colossal creatures that have evaded our detection? Ancient ruins waiting to be rediscovered? Or geological and biological phenomena that we can't yet even imagine? I invite you to share your own thoughts and theories in the comments below. Perhaps you know of other mysterious places that we haven't mentioned. The conversation, like the exploration, must continue. Thank you for joining me on this voyage into the unknown.